Hey, what is happening? Bit late today, but happens. What a day. All right, so, how are you guys doing? Oh, ladies, I'm always saying guys, but you know what I mean. How are you doing, chat? Let me know if you hear me well. Let me know if the music is too loud and all of that good stuff. So how are you doing? Where you at? Going to do some cool stuff today. Also, I think I'm gonna I might announce some cool stuff today as well. I haven't decided yet. In fact, while we're waiting for the update, I might actually do this right now. Hey man, let me know how how I should call you, because like I'm not sure if Maite is like a real name. Is it your real name or is it name Mark? I have this thing on my to-do list to use YouTube's community tab more. So to talk to you guys more. So I kind of wanna do this now. So here's the thing. We're gonna do a giveaway, not right now, but maybe right now. I'm in Brazil, so I'm always like streaming in the evening, which is a weird time for many people. And also in general, like I've only recently started streaming like relatively consistently, and many people like still, they don't have like their bell enabled or whatever, so they don't really know that I'm streaming. So I'm going to try. So I'm gonna do the following, like, so there will be a giveaway, and I'm thinking that I'm not sure if I should do this because I'm getting very few views on my streams, and I want to give away like 3 things, but there's only like 4 or 5 people of you watching, which is fine. Whatever, it's my channel, I can do whatever I want. So here's the thing. In case you missed it, I recently started streaming relatively consistently. I'm going to announce a giveaway in one of my upcoming streams, and you'll only be able to participate if you catch it live or watch the recording. Not too long after. No pressure, but it could be today. Is this mean? Yeah, so what is there? Wow, schedule a post. Yeah, whatever. Post. All right. I kind of don't feel like, just like coding today. Anyhow, So what were we doing? We were left with this authentication thing, right? And I think I left a couple of to-dos for me. Let's see. Are there actually to-dos or are they just comments? No, I'm not sure if the extension is still okay. Check. No. Oh, okay. So it's just built. Okay, so it's just comments. Okay, so let's just go like this. Backslash. Oh. There we go. Yeah. So this is exactly like the thing. Okay. So this thing, if you guys remember, it produces an admin JWT auth thing, right? Which is that thing, which is ours, which needs like this thing, which like a bunch of stuff. So what it actually needs is some secret key, right? Which is, man, okay. I'm just trying to like not to go overboard with. Okay, this is our thing. Great. It's good. And that thing, which is not our thing. Okay. But this is fine. This is annoying. I know, it's totally fine. So essentially, like what I'm trying to do today is, I remember like when we were assembling the dependency graphs for everything, like the auth was giving us a controller, an open controller in this case, which had like open routes, and it's also possible to do like admin controller, which is admin routes. And by the way, I'm not sure about this. See if we need to seal it or replace it with a type, right? This is, by the way, one of those things that I always try to recommend that you guys do is, I think I made a short about this a long time ago. It's not necessarily easy, but it's the most efficient way to develop software. And by the way, this time I let the door open to see if my cats are going to destroy my green screen or not. So far they're behaving, so we'll see. So like the thing here is that like we're not using these controllers anywhere, right? Like in the end, like when we're going to assemble the entire application, obviously we will, but right now we haven't written that part yet. And so right now it's very hard for me to know, like, do I need to seal it? Like, am I gonna like collect all the routes in like one collection, and then I'm gonna do like a collect or a partition or something like this? I don't know yet. Also, I don't know if and if I do pattern match on it, like it would be better if I'd seal it. And maybe I don't even need this trait. Maybe I can just get away with a type, you know? So it's gonna be like type controller. Well, we can actually type it out, right? So it's going to be something like this, right? It's going to be like open controller with, yeah, exactly. So just was the F. I just don't want to type it out. Okay, but we'll see. In any case, so the point is that like when we're assembling this thing, we're assembling a controller, right? And then in the end, you know, it's an HTTP app, so we're gonna like take all of the controllers together, get their routes, smash all the routes together. Okay. But now underneath over here, right? So if we go to well, I should have been in DI, right? No, in DI. Okay. So here, right? But like underneath like we have these two use cases, right? So one is like middleware and the other one middleware admin, and they don't produce controllers. They produce like a boundary, and this is like a sign that something like a controller is missing. And so in order to figure out like what what exactly we need is we need to figure out like how this thing will be used. And we have a way to see this because like Gabriel wrote already the entire application. Okay, so like if you remember like this thing, like this boundary, right? So it implements this boundary, which is like this find users thing, which in Gabriel's version was that thing. Okay, so all we need to do is we need to go and figure out like how it's being used, and we did this at the end of the last stream, but we're going to do it like right now just to just so that everyone is on the same page. By the way, please don't forget to hit the like button. Okay, so yeah, so find user. So this is where it's used, and this is too much space. Okay, so and as you can see, like we already have my comments there. Okay, so my comment says, okay, so DI should create this instead of exposing the boundary. Okay, so this is exactly what I just said, right? So we should not like expose the boundary. We should create like this thing, whatever this is. Okay, so like this thing is a JWT authentication middleware. Okay, which is something in whatever auth. We could like dig even further and like see where it's being used. Okay, we see like it's being used like 3 times. Okay, like this one and this one, it's been used like 4 times. Okay, so this is pretty much like the end of the like dependency injection boundary. Oh, hey Dima. So what I'm trying to say is that like we'll have some sort of controller that is going to create these guys. Okay, so we should go and try to do it right now. Okay, so like this thing, which is, well, it jumped into, okay, so this is not even a type. Okay, so this is what we need, like authentication middleware. Okay, right, and then in the end it's going to give us the A or not, and the A in our case is like once it's the admin user, the other one is like the common user. Okay, so basically like this is what we're getting at, right? Like this thing. Okay, we're gonna grab it, yang to equal sign. Okay, so we're gonna go to our controller, which is like at the dev inside your level, and I'm gonna put it in the same file for now. Okay, so this is going to be trade like some other controller for now, some other controller, and it will have val middleware, something like this, right? And well, this is the type. Okay. Well, we should not have vals. Okay, so it's going to be this. Okay, so pretty much I'm going to call it like middleware controller or something like this. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so we're going to go like that and some A, and there we go. Okay, so we should have this thing here. Yes, import it. Okay, right, cool. So this is great. Let's see if we can do something about the names. So you know how like every time we implement something, we call it something impl, like boundary impl or Redis impl and stuff. We haven't been doing this for the controller, and I think for the controllers, and I think we should start doing this. Notice that I never called the file like this. Right, so if we go like this, right, I'm actually gonna go and I'm gonna call it impl, right? So we never have a file that is called like this, right? So for example, like Redis, oh, we do. I call them all like this. This was not intentional, actually. I usually never call them like this. Or do I? I don't remember. I think I don't want to call them like this. I think I want to rename this later. Okay. To do rename all the impl files. Well, remove all the impls from file names. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So we might do this a bit. Okay, so like this one, right? So this is a controller implementation, but the file is called controller. Okay, and now I can go back to this one and I can actually rearrange this stuff a little bit. Okay, if I wanted to. Yeah, I think I want to. Because I want to assemble like all the types of controllers like in one place. Okay, so what I want to have is I want to have like an object controller over here, right, which is going to become like a companion thing. Okay, and I'm just going to move like all of them inside, and therefore I'm going to remove like this controller stuff, right, like this. Okay, so now it's going to be like that, and a controller is going to be again, I'm really not sure if we're gonna need this trait. Like for now, I'm going to just like comment it out. We don't need it for now. Okay, so now we're just gonna like fix the rename issues. Okay, so this is going to be controller.open. Same thing over here. Is this the only arrow? Oh, interesting. There you go. All right. So, since we're still doing like this, right? And by the way, like even the name controller is like something that I'm not like sure about. I just used to call them controllers. Like I always imagine like a gaming controller. Like a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller, and you press a button and then you go through the boundary to the core of your application and you call a method out. So this is why I call it controller. It's not because I'm MVC. Anyway, so now we have like these weird like options, right? The controller can have like routes, can have like open routes, admin routes, or it could just create a middleware. And so like the goal is going to be in a second to go to for example, to the middleware DI over here, and we will want to produce a controller. Okay, so we will want to produce a controller dot middleware. Yeah, like that one. Okay, but not now. Okay, right now I kind of want to go like this, and okay, we have a compilation error somewhere. Yeah, here, controller dot open. Yes, controller, correct. Controller implementation.make. Okay, great. So shove it in the previous command. I kind of want to go everywhere where it says like impl.scala. Yeah. And I'll just rename the file. Okay. I wish my bash skills were like as powerful, like so powerful that I could just go and do this, but I think we have like 6 or 7 files, so we should be fast. A couple of them, like I even see like myself. There we go. I know it's a bit controversial to name the files differently, but I believe this is like a special case. Impl, and where else do we have impl? Crypto, impl, right, like that, and impl.scala has config, like that, and impl like that. Okay. All right, cool. That's it. Let's also do like a cascade thing and shove it into the previous commit, right? Which is a work in progress commit. Cool. In fact, we don't need a work in progress commit. We can call it already day 10, right? Day 10. Okay. 10. Let's do 9. Yeah. Okay, so this is what we have been doing. So this is already on GitHub, and this is how it's right now. Okay, cool. Let's see how many of you guys are here. Don't forget to hit the like button so that people stumble on the stream. Also, let's see how, like, if this community post is doing something, if I'm getting any notifications. Doesn't seem like I'm getting any. All right, so Remind me of that giveaway. Like, I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it like today or not, but if I do today, well, then remind me. In any case, so middleware DI is where it's at. Okay, so now we know how to construct the boundary, so we just need to figure out a way to construct the middleware. So for now, we're just going to make it like a private def, and we're going to call it boundary. We're going to refactor it later. Okay, so the goal is to do make, right, for some f, and we're going to create a controller, maybe even an half of a controller. We'll see. Controller middleware, okay, and it needs an f, right? Does it need an? Okay, it also needs the a. Okay, so in our case, like, this is the common user. Okay, and so we're gonna go like this, like that, and this is going to be new. Yeah, come on, help me out. Yep. Useful. There we go. And metal should help me out over here. There we go. All right. So not found tab A, yes, because this is a common user. All right. So we just need to create this thing, okay? And this is absolutely not what I wanted to do, right? Because like the goal is like to go like control implementation.make here, right? So like this thing needs to be in okay, where's the other controller? It's like here. Okay, so we need to be like underneath, right over here, like new Scala file, middleware slash controller dot Scala. I wanted to create a normal file, not a Scala file. Over here, so normal file, middleware controller dot Scala. Okay, and it's going to be like object control implementation, like this, and inside of it we're gonna have this thing, okay, which is gonna be like a make of f, come on, f, and it's going to create a controller, well, pretty much like this thing. Okay, so we're gonna yank to this, go like this, like that, and there we go, like that. Okay, so we need to go like that, like that, like that, like that, so that all the tabs are visible, and we need to import the authentication middleware. Right? Okay, so this is what we need. Okay, and then like somehow we will manage to create it at some point. Okay, but for now we don't care. Okay, so yeah, like this. Probably we will not need it at all. All right. So how are we going to create the middleware? And by the way, there won't be any parameters, so it can be a lazy val. Okay, but now we're getting this. Oh man, no, just leave it alone. Okay, so again, find user is used like this. So this is how it's created, right? Like this thing. So we can just like grab it, go there. Not here. Here. That was a weird way to jump in there, but basically it's like this. Okay. So this is how we're going to create it. Pretty sure that we don't need the types here. Okay. So in order for this like to make this work, we like this is going to be our boundary, right? We already have this thing. So like, well, actually like this is our boundary because like Gabriel like put them all in like one case class, so we don't need this. Okay, so this is going to be the boundary found user, and therefore we're going to need a boundary over here, right? Boundary for f, and actually I believe that like this particular boundary needs more types. Yeah, so it also needs the a, and it needs a JWT claim. Okay, so our a is the common user. And the JWT claim is going to be, this is interesting, like do we want to hard code it here or not? let's see how we did it in the eye. Yeah, if we hard coded, like this signature is going to, like the type inference is going to help us out more. Okay, there's going to be JWT claim that we're going to import in 1 second, like this. Okay, so okay, so hold up. Well, no, like this. Okay, so let's make sure that we're actually seeing the correct error message. Okay, so not found value JWT authentication middleware. Okay, let's go like this. Okay, tab mismatch. Oh yeah. Okay, so found. Okay, so it's basically our JWT token. Like this is like the annoyance that you know, I created like my own JWT token, and I refuse to make it parametric. Maybe I should make it parametric to make this whole thing easier. To do, decide again whether we should create a parametric JWT token instead of a DDO. Okay, so basically, like there's a JWT token in, you know, profunctor auth blah blah blah, and I kind of insisted on using our own, and like we might even do this to do now, because like it's gonna be so annoying to just like convert this function for no reason. So let's see where we actually use our JWT token. For this we probably need to make everything compile, right? So let's go like this for now. Okay. Okay, so where are we using? Oh, jeez. Okay, so we're using it here. Producing. Blah, blah. Blah, blah. So this is like, all of it is just like types. Like there was for sure something that made me change my mind. Because we started with a parametric one. Maybe it was here. Like, as you can see, like everything that I just touched was just like passing it along. Like nobody really cared about the actual type. Like nothing like even like compared it for equality. They just like kept passing it on. Where is the place where it's like created or something? Here, probably. No. I think I missed it. Okay, here, like this is the first time where it's like being compared for equality or something. Okay, and here. Okay, so this is like this dance was the conversion to a DDO. And probably here. Really in the controller. I want to see this one later, but let's keep going. Tokens. Create token. There we go. Okay. And in the end, we just yeah. I think my concern was that if we parameterize over the token, we'll end up like passing around over and over and over as an extra parameter. Okay, so I'm not gonna do this now because I wanna get something done today. But maybe we'll change it later. All right, so you guys understand what I'm saying, though, right? Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so basically for now we need to like adapt this relatively complicated function, right? So it's gonna be this. Okay, so we're gonna say it's gonna be a private def inside of the controller, right? And it's going to be like transform. Okay. Which will take a function that takes a JWT token and produces a function that takes a JWT claim and produces an f of option of a. Okay, and it produces pretty much the same thing like this. Okay, it's just that like this JWT token is actually the one from yeah, well, there will be some a. Well, we could actually, well, it doesn't matter. Let's do it as a name. So this JWT token is going to be oh, thank you, man. That's really cool. All right, so I don't remember where it is. So we need to go here and see it's in, okay, so that one. Yank until the end and then go back and then like go like that and paste it here, and I believe it was like, it was JWT, right? Like this. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so basically like this freaking monstrosity is just going to convert like this function to that function. Okay, so let's see how we're gonna do this. Okay, so let's say that we're gonna have like this domain JWT token, and no, so we need to produce a function that is going to take the pro-functor JWT token, okay, and then like arrow to the right, and now we're just going to call in, and we're going to give it the pro-functor JWT token dot value wrapped in our JWT token. Like I told you, it would be weird, right? But this is pretty much it. Okay, like it already compiles, right? It's like I know it's super hard to like follow types like this. It's like a curried function and whatever. But like any time you need to produce a function, you just need to start typing it out, right? So for example, like this is a function that like starts here, right? So it takes this thing and then produces something, right? And so I just started typing it out. Okay, so it's gonna take like this thing, and then we somehow need to produce a function, and all we have is like this in thing, and I need to give it like our JWT token. Okay, so I just called in, and I convert this pro-functor JWT token in our JWT token, and that's it. It already gave me like that thing that I wanted to return. Okay, so now this means that at least like this thing is going to compile, right? Like that. Let's file and value transform. Okay, transform. Okay, could not find implicit evidence for monad throw. Why would you want a monad throw? Who said that we need a monad throw? What? Oh, interesting. All right. There you go. Okay, so as you can see, like this thing already compiles, right? So if we don't adapt the type, right, then we're gonna get this, right? So like, and we kind of have a choice, right? So either we do this like this whole DTO like jumping around, or we're just gonna like always like parameterize it, and therefore like over here we're just gonna like have another parameter, and we're just gonna say, well, it's just gonna be like this JWT token from profunctor. But this means that we're pretty much like in all the boundaries and all the controllers, we're gonna have like this extra parameter. This is actually one of the things that was really amazing in the cake pattern. I know that the cake pattern is like frowned upon, but like if you know how to use it, if you don't go like too crazy with it, like these things are actually really beautiful, right? Because you could have like an abstract type like somewhere in this entire cake, and like just at the end of the wall you would specify what your JWT token is. And now that we don't have a cake, we need to like pass it like as a generic parameter all over the place, or we need to convert like one case class into another case class, which is fine in most cases. Just like in this case, it's like really annoying because like nothing in our boundary needs to know like which library we use for tokens. It also doesn't need to know that it's going to be a JWT token. It just needs like some sort of token, right? It just needs a notion of a token. Anyhow, so like this. Okay, so now all we need to do is we need to have the security.user JWT auth value, and we're going to have a look at it. And my suspicion is that we're going to change the boundary, that it's not going to just return us like this f of option of a. It's just going to return us like f of option of some case class that is going to have the a, and also like this user JWT auth. Okay, and then we're pretty much going to do the same thing, right? We're going to take this case class with these two fields, and we're going to take them out, and we're going to call this thing, and that's going to be the end of it. But first we need to have a look at it. Okay, we can already like whip it real quick, because I feel like we're gonna like start doing some experimentation stuff. All right, so over here again, like where is it used? Well, it's used in here. Okay, so we need to figure out like where this thing comes from. Okay, so it's here. So well, hold up, word creates. Okay, so it's right here. Okay, so it's like that thing. Okay, yeah, so this is the one that we found before. Okay, so it would be cool if the boundary could just give this thing to us, right? And then we call dot value on it, right? So let's go and see like what dot value is. Okay, so this is what it's about. So we need this JWT symmetric auth thingy, which is a JWT auth method essentially, right? So there are like three ways. It's like no validation, symmetric authentication, or asymmetric authentication. Okay, so essentially what we want is we want JWT auth, and now we end up like in exactly the same situation. Okay, so are we going to parameterize over it, or are we going to create like our own, like, I was going to say case class, but in this case we would need to replicate the entire ADT, which is why like for things like this, for things like authentication libraries and whatever, I really think that parameterization is better, right? Because then we don't need to like convert one ADT into another ADT, and we don't have something like chimney on the class path, so we're gonna need to do like everything manually. I'm just thinking, like, even if we parameterize over it, like, how will the boundary be able to produce this? Okay. Actually, here's the thing. Let me see how many places use this, because if it's just one, yeah, this one is just one, and this one also just one. Oh wow, it's like even less, right? So this is like the only reason we created is to put it in there. This is like the only use case. And over here, we also do a decode for some reason to get a claim. Like, what are we doing with a claim? to get the content. We might like run into some issues with this later if we do it like what I'm thinking about. To create an admin user. It's always such a like a chicken and egg thing. Like always such a hackery was like these admin users because they're all like so special. What are we gonna do with the admin user? Okay, well we're gonna go to admin, which is like that thing that we already did, right? Which was that weird thing. Yeah. So that we have admin auth and user auth. And they are these things, and they are used only once. So we can do all of this stuff, right? So as you can see, like the user authentication is just like being created over here, right? Like this thing, and we just pass it over here, right? The admin authentication is being like there's a bunch of things being done to it, but at the end, we also just pass it over here. And it seems like it's being used also only once, every time only once, right? So here, right? So there's okay, so there's also an admin token laying around, but it's probably used also only once, right? Yeah, okay. So like, look, like this thing, right? Being used, well, twice, right? So it's kind of like well, it's so weird. Like, why is it twice? Right? So we have like, we already used it, so to say, right? And we have the admin auth, but we use it again over here. So this is something that I need to like figure out. So like, because like this thing is used only once, which is over here, which makes sense. And also the second part, right? It comes from admin auth, which is that thing. No, not that thing, which is that thing. So is there any reason to have this thing? Again, it's used only in one place. This essentially like means that like half of this stuff is going to be like in this admin middleware thingy. This means that for now, let's go like this for now. Let's just like copy it and go into where was it? It was the middleware controller, right? So let's just go and for now just like paste it over here. Okay, first of all, like we're not like, if I save this, we're not gonna have user JWT auth, and we're not gonna have this config thing. Okay, so this one is gonna be null for now. Okay, and this user JWT auth, that is just the case class, right? So this is just our thing, right? So we're just gonna copy it and we're gonna put it okay, so admin already has a package object. So we can create a middleware package object. New Scala file. Let me know if the music is too loud, by the way. Here. Oh snap, it uses that thing. I really don't want to drag this thing with me all the time. Let's go back. So look over here, it goes just dot value, right? Security dot that thing, and then dot value. So this is the value. So we don't need this. Okay, so it's like this. Let's see. So this should already compile like once I do the imports. By the way, like ideally, remember we have this sub project. Sub project called like I believe it's called tokens. Where is it? Like this one, right? So ideally, like that thing would take care of it, and maybe we'll change it because, like, for now, the thing is that like this whole JWT thing, it's really hard to like take it out because parts of it is specifically for HTTP4S. But we'll see. And by the way, like we're spending like so much time on this authentication thing. Like once we get like authentication properly and we assemble the whole application with just like authentication routes, I am sure that everything else is going to be like boring boilerplate copy pasting. It's just that this whole authentication thing is a bit of a pain, but also we're learning a lot. Okay. Okay, and it needs some like token config thingy, right? And by the way, we can already use it, right? So I was thinking about renaming it, but we can already go like this, right? Right. So we'll almost managed to create this middleware. We just need like this config thing, and we got away without like going through like this whole copy pasting thing. Okay, so let's go back here again. Like I'm always like, this is why this is pinned, and I recently made a short actually about like pinning tabs. Like this is how like I always like, okay, I started here, and then I looked like where it was used, and I looked, oh, okay, and this is like where it came from, and how was it created? Well, security was created like over here, and it was passed along here, right? How was it created? Oh, here. Okay, so where is this config? Okay, it's the app config, and it has token config, right? It was the token config. It was a token config, which is like JWT access token key config, which is just a non-empty string. And this is something where I was like, maybe the boundary should give it to us. And this is where I was like, okay, well, maybe. First of all, let's just. For now, let's just grab it and go like create this package object that I was about to create. Man, we're gonna need to change so much stuff, and this is like one of those things you need like courage to refactor, because otherwise, like, it's just gonna rot. The whole code base is just gonna rot if you're afraid to like move things around all the time like this. So we need to go here, and we're gonna create this package object that I was about to create, and then I deleted it. So like this, okay, and let's just like paste it like this, and we don't know anything about the config for now, so it's just gonna be like that. And first of all, like that, and like this whole thing like that, and your time. Well, what do we need? Show from null pointer exception. But it's a new type. What do I need for this thing? This problem was imports like in Scala, like since the dawn of Scala and implicits, like it's always like a problem with imports. What? It was fine now and now it's not fine? So it doesn't know which ones I'm using, which ones I'm not using. That was fine. Really? Like that? No. What the hell? Like that. Come on, really? Hold up. Okay. What is your problem? You guys see this? If I go like this, really? What the? How? Okay, I don't believe this. I don't believe metals. How many of you guys are still here? Couple. Please don't forget to hit the like button. All right, so I care about core compile. Today would be good. Okay, so really? You see that we have it like twice, right? Like, really? Like, what the hell? It's the same thing, right? Like, I'm not blind. Do you guys see this? Like, we're importing it twice and then it's happy? Or am I just like tired? Okay. I'd be damned. Wow. This is some weird stuff. I have never seen a bug like this. Actually, YouTube has clips, which is a feature that came from Twitch. So we're gonna create a clip out of it. By the way, you guys can create a clip and then share it. But if not, then I'm gonna create it. I'm gonna share it. So look at this. Okay. So if we go core clean. Okay, hold on. Let's do it like this. So if we go core clean, okay, and we go core compile, and then it takes about 7 seconds and then it compiles. Okay, and we have this import twice. And if I remove one of them, okay, and even if I do clean and if I do core compile, for some reason it doesn't compile anymore. How is this possible? That's gonna be a nice clip. I'm gonna share creating content as we move along. Okay, do not remove the duplicated import. This is not a joke. Life, what the hell were we doing? Okay, so now I'm compiling everything, which destroys my laptop because everything compiles in parallel. All right, so where were we before this interesting thing started? Okay, here, right? So now we can produce this thing because it's like at the top of our hierarchy, right? So we can just say boundary dot give it to us. Maybe this is how we're gonna do it. I think this is like the I think this is a nice middle ground, right? So so we either change find user to also give us this thing, or we just add a method on the boundary to give us this thing. We're going to start with a simple solution. We're just going to add a method that is going to give it to us. Okay, so we're going to go and we're going to say what about the type though? Okay, we have the type. Yeah. So give us the what was it again? Token config dot value dot secret. How? What was it? JWT access token key config. Oh my god. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this. Okay, so I'm just gonna paste it like this twice. And so this is going to be whatever. I'm just going to call it token config, and this is going to be like an F, right? So right, like we can pretty much like already go like this, right? And just go like that and like that, and like the boundary has no way to produce it, right? So it's just gonna go to the gate token config. Okay, and gate token config doesn't exist, and I believe as of right now metals cannot create it for me. So we're just gonna grab that thing, like go to the gate, and for now let's just like put it here. Just want to like make it compile somehow. Okay, I'm not gonna be okay, so did we call it token or tokens in that other one? Tokens. Okay, tokens, and yes, like that, and it's gonna be like there, and it's gonna be like with tokens of F, and therefore gonna have like tokens of F, and therefore we're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go tokens dot token config. Token config. Okay, let's go like this. Okay, so tokens. Okay, and now that we have it's not an any, it's like that thing. Okay, hold up, I need to just check my phone super quick. All right. All right. Good. So my girlfriend is gonna come home soon, which is when we're gonna have a super short break problem. Okay. So now this boundary. Okay. So this is the other one. Like, see, this is why I didn't want to like parameterize it, but it's fine. Can you just please do this for me? Why are you being so mean? Okay, let's just go like this. like that, and go like that, and like null for now. Oh, come on, just like no, def, and just leave it for it. Okay, so so now that we have that, we can go into like the middleware DI. And I'm not like not DI. I'm not like super happy about it. But for now it's fine. Okay, so we'll just go. We'll just like go get it, right? Our token config, and we're gonna flat map, and now we have like the token config, and we're gonna go like this and like that, and you know we're gonna stick it like here, and now this is going to become a def, and this is how it's going to get in there. Right? Token config, I don't remember the type. I'm going to do it in just a bit. Token config, and the type was like that thing. Like that. Okay. Hold up. Like this. Okay, so we just need like import cat syntax all, so we can do flat map. What did I do wrong? Type mismatch. So this thing wanted what? Oh, it just wanted a string. Okay, so what the value for that show? How? Hold up. So this is like dot value, right? So it's that thing, that value is that, and it's doing what was that? How did this work? Oh, we're not there. So we're over here. Okay, so it was like dot secret key dot value. What? Where's that from? I didn't notice. Okay, hold on. This is not our thing. Like this one. Token config dot value dot secret. Oh yeah, it's an empty string. I'm bothered by this name, this dot secret thing. But whatever. That value. Come on, not a member of what? GWT access token key config. How do we call it? Oh, there's. Oh. So we have two of them. And it's called dot secret. So that's what's up. It says dot secret. Now it says type is match. On that empty string, required a string. So and over here it's like what? Oh, we need to produce an authentication middleware. This is interesting. So Gabriel just had it like laying around. So he already had like this config laying around. I know he's also returning like an F of security. Why though? Okay, so not because of this. It doesn't really matter actually, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. So we can go like this. We can say that middleware actually returns. It actually makes more sense, right? A little bit. Doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go like this and what? So it was complaining about something else. Found blah. Oh, it's because it's okay. So well, it's a map then. Okay. So problem solved. Okay, so this is gonna be now an f of that thing, just like that thing. Not a big deal. Okay, so we kind of did it, but it's annoying. It's annoying because we're doing like two calls to the boundary, like one to get the config, one to get the find user. So I'm gonna whip it, and well, actually, we're gonna. I don't like to have like multiple whips, so I'm just gonna like shove it into the last one. Okay, so that one. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I want this boundary, the one that gives me like this function. So it gives me the function from JWT claim to f of option of A. I wanted to give me both things. I wanted to give me this token config and this function. Okay, so it's a super tiny refactoring. Why is our DI still complaining? Like not enough arguments for make, because it needs this like token thing, right? Tokens. I always forget this. I mentioned this in one of my previous streams. Like I always forget this because like usually my Scala FMT is configured in such a way that it always has like the trailing comma. This Scala FMT is configured in such a way that it will actually remove it once I save the file. Okay, so let's. There are no. There's an info somewhere which is here. Okay, but it's fine. Okay, I want to do like this super tiny refactoring, right? Where I'm gonna go. Why am I here? Okay, so middleware controller. Okay, so over here, I'm gonna go to this boundary and I'm gonna say that this thing is going to give me, oh wow. Okay, so we need to change the entire type here, like so this is Scala syntactic sugar for curried functions. So behind the scenes, it does this, right? It says, okay, well, I'm gonna give you a function from JWT claim to f of option of A. Okay, and I wanted to give me two things, right? I wanted to give me like this thing, right, and that function, right? Like these are the two things that I need so that I can stick it into this HMAC thing or whatever it was called. And so because I need like two things, I cannot use this fancy syntax anymore, which is not a big deal. Okay, so this whole thing is not going to be a tuple, it's going to be a case class. And I'm going to steal the name because this is basically, how am I going to call it? We're going to call it authentication middleware. Yeah, authentication middleware. Okay, and by the way, we have like two of these, I think. Right, accidentally we had like two of them. Yeah, so we can pretty much I'm just gonna leave it to do. We have JWT access token key config twice. Remove one of them. Okay. Yeah. So essentially, the find user is not going to be like that it's going to be, so we're going to have like a final case class of middleware, which is going to have the token. I'm going to call it token key config. We used to call it token config. Now it's going to be token key config. It's going to give us the, yes, like that thing, and what the hell is that? That thing, and it's going to have the, what was it, claim to A. Again, we're going to steal this name, right? So the name is, okay, no. Hold on, where is it used? Authenticate token flat map, decode, whatever. We're not going to steal the name. We're going to call it claim to A. Claim to A, which means that we need the A over here. I always try to prefer not to have parameters on case classes, but sometimes you cannot avoid it. Okay, so it's going to be like JWT claim to F of option of, okay, and therefore we also need the F. How beautiful. Like this. Okay, so like this monstrosity, which also has the JWT claim. Like this is like another thing that we could do as a cake pattern, right? We could have like this case class like inside of that thing, but that never ends well. Yeah. So it's this, okay. And so now find user is just going to return an authentication middleware of like all of these types, F, A, JWT claim. Okay. Okay, so find user is gonna go like this, which by the way I always prefer to do override. I just forget. Oops. And blah blah blah. That's fine. Over here, we can actually, like, this is where you see, like, the benefit of having a gate. Because we can go like this, right? We can go like token key config. Well, please get it from the gate, right? Token config to do add key to function name. Okay. And now that we have both of them, well, we can create an authentication middleware. Oh, come on. Authentication middleware, right, out of the common user. And hold on, that's not. I'm doing something wrong. And I think my girlfriend just arrived. Okay, for now, let me finish typing this. Even though like this is not gonna type check. Token key config, like this. Not found. Okay, so the W is small. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so found option of string to f of nothing. Required option of string to f of b. Where is the... Okay, so first of all, like this is the common user. Okay. I don't remember what this thing is. So it gets a token, it gets a thing, converts common user, so it gets the common user. And so now we're creating authentication middleware, but it actually already has the option of A. All right, I'm gonna be AFK for 1 second. All right, so I'm back. 1 second turned into 5 minutes, but you guys know that estimations are always hard. All right. By the way, do you have this thing that like even when you're not at the computer, you're still like thinking about the thing, and then you come up with a solution? So we need to produce an authentication middleware, but we're starting with a fork. So we're starting wrong. Okay, we actually need to go like this, right? So this is going to be the authentication middleware. Okay, and like this is like the token key config is going to be, well, gate dot, well, it's basically this thing, right? Yank to the end, mark visually to like this. Okay, and so like that. Okay, and this claim to A is going to be, well, actually this was correct, right? How did it work before? Hold up, I'm doing something super silly. So before, it's called claim, like, but claim was not used anywhere? Why did we? We never used the claim before. Does this mean that we had it wrong before? You also didn't use the claim before. Neither here nor here. This is interesting. Huh. So he only did it like this just so that it like fits over there, fits in over there. And this is another sign like that you would usually do this if you don't abstract like things away properly. So like your libraries dictate your signatures, because like he didn't have like an actual like core of the application, you know, he just kept using the same signature. So okay, so this is going to be like claim that we're not going to use, we're going to remove, and then inside of it we're going to have this full comprehension that we used to have, okay, which is like this: yield common user. Like this is going to go away, and there will be a comma over here, and yeah, so we're not gonna weasel ourselves out of this app, right? And so now it tells us, hey, like you're actually not using this claim, okay? And there's no need to like override this, okay? I'm a little bit more happy about this right now. And after we've fixed the compilation issues, we're gonna throw this claim out. Like this is so great. Like look, like we end up like dragging this parameter, this, you know, this type parameter for a thing that we're not even freaking using. This makes me so happy that like this architecture, or like any kind of architecture that enforces like these layers and separation, enforces like these things that you like throw this stuff out that you actually don't need. All right, so let's go and like fix a bunch of compilation issues, because now we're gonna have like problems everywhere. Yes, over here like this, the signature doesn't fit anymore, so we're going to, well, actually I'm gonna just copy this whole thing, and I'm gonna go back here, I'm gonna paste it like this, and over here we're gonna go like that, and we're just gonna remove that. And the only thing that we need to change is this. This is gonna be like a user. Okay, and yeah, over here, like we didn't have the same gate yet. Okay, so for now it's just gonna be like null, or like whatever. Oh, come on. Do we have applicative? Yeah, we do. Okay, applicative of f dot pure. No, just like leave me alone. Man, this is so annoying. Fine. Token key config. Okay, and we don't have a gate. We need a gate. And by the way, I'm noticing just now that like usually, like I don't want to have like more than one parameter to this thing. Actually all of this stuff is going to be provided by the gate. Even like this logic. Oh man, so much refactoring to do. Move to the gate. Same thing over here. So the gate is going to be here for now. Some f blah, and it's gonna have def token key config, which can produce an f of jwt whatever. Wow, there's some real loud moped outside that you guys only hear when I'm talking because of the noise gate. All right. Yeah, so like this is like we accidentally had like two of them. We should probably throw one of them out immediately. Right. Yeah, like it like gives us this like crap stuff thingy. So let's go to, so this is the one with the middleware, right? Oh, that's why. That's probably why we had this thing, maybe. Because we have it twice, right? We have it here and we have it here, right? So maybe that's why we had like this issue. But still, it's a weird thing that that like importing this thing like twice like fixed it. Okay. Delete permanently. Okay, so like this. All right, let's see what's up. Let's also change the music a little bit. I want to go with something more I like hi-fi. Yeah. Check something real quick. All good. So like I'm always like watching here if we have like errors or infos, and then I press like F8 and then I go into the next claim, blah 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 info. Or... yeah, so basically this is where we are, right? So right, essentially like if we call find user, which we should probably rename, right? It's gonna give us like this case class which we call auth middleware. Okay, and so it will give us the token key config, and it will give us the Oh, actually, the function is called find user, right? Find user. So we should go there and rename it, right? So it's going to be like find user. Well, technically, it's like find a, right? Find a. Well, how about just find? Find. Same thing over here. And same thing over here. Find. Okay, and therefore over here it's over here, like this is find. And we cannot do it like this because I'm an idiot. Or can we? Do we have the token? No, we don't. I messed it up. Oh no. Okay, so it was actually like this, right? So like this whole thing needs to be here. Like this, right? Therefore we go like this. And over here we have like that. Right. So that it fits into that thing. And we need to fit into that thing. And that's why we need the JWT claim. Okay, fine. Whatever. And therefore, like removing the JWT claim would be annoying because then we need to transform the function again. Oh man. It starts to look weird. All right. Anyhow, this is fine. Token comes in here, disappears over here. That's why this is like a lazy val. And over here as well, and it probably shouldn't be a find user anymore. So it should be whatever, authentication middleware. Okay, so like this, like that. We already did this thing. And that thing. Okay, so now auth middleware. Value map is not what? Oh yes, so I didn't even notice that it wasn't algebra before. I want everything in the code to be like algebras. Like this. Okay, so now it cannot infer the types. And this is what we end up with when we're doing like terminal and stuff. So here like this and like that and like that, and this is now an admin user. Was it too much? I know parameter. What? I removed too much. I removed too much. Like that. Like that. Like that. And that is an admin user. It's all over the place today. All right. So, found f of key config, require key config. Well, did we just make it worse? Why does it feel like we made it worse? Oh, what? Found f of blah required blah. Wait, what? F of authentication required authentication middleware. It's so hard to find where the error is coming from. Oh, I see. Over there. Okay. Did we make it worse? Let's see if we can. Probably can't. Like, does this need to be an F? Oh, it doesn't. Yes, it doesn't, because now our whole algebra is an F. Nice. So we can just go like this, right? And therefore we can just go here, right? We can go like a.token config, and now we can do the flat map, and we can say that this is our token key config, by the way. Right, and therefore like that, and therefore token key config like this. Blah 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 blah. Why? Missing parameter type. Okay, hold up. Did it lose all of the types now? Type is match found. Blah required F. Because it's a map. Okay, so and now like this is a, what do you mean? It's a token key config, and by the way, we wanted to rename this one as well. Token key config. Like that. And oops. Yeah, we need to do the same thing. Like that. And map and token key config. And token key config. And like that. So basically we can actually like this, right? Because it's called the same, and we can abuse the fact that it's in the first position like this. Yeah. So now we don't need this madness, because we can just go like authentication middleware token key config, and we can go like this. And now it's probably we need a oops. Probably we need a map here. Yeah. This makes way more sense now, right? That middleware returns an F. Okay. We should probably even like go to the controller and say that it should return like an F of routes, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is now, even though it sort of doesn't look like it, but it's already more acceptable, right? So this is like JWT auth, and this is authenticate. Okay. So remember, like the controller is like it's like that thing that calls into the boundary, right? And it's one function. Therefore, like we made it in such a way that we call the boundary, and it gives us like exactly what we need in one call instead of like two calls. Okay. So we have like boundary dot authentication middleware. It gives us like this token key config and this fine thing that we're gonna stick in there. In all honesty, we're going to refactor it even further after we go, because I don't like this whole claim thing, right? I don't like this whole claim thing because we're already adapting the function. We might as well adapt it more, because we haven't used the claim like even once. Okay, we're already calling like transform and we're doing something with it. So why not? And this is going to like simplify everything like drastically, right? So look at this, like everywhere where we say comma space JWT claim, we're gonna change go next to nothing, and like this, like this, like this, right? So we basically remove everywhere, right? Because we're gonna say, well, we actually don't need it anywhere. We can, you know, if you give me a token, I can find the user in Redis, right? So like this thing goes away, right? So over here, gonna do the same thing, right? Change go next, dot, right? And now we can remove this thing. Okay, so we just like remove this whole claim thing like from here, because we don't use it. Okay, now obviously this means that over here anymore, right? First of all, like that everywhere, so we don't have the thing. And now it's like, hey, I don't know how to do this. Well, we're just going to remove it from here. Right. And so now this, when we call in, it already gives us the f, but we need to produce a function that will also like take the claim like that, right? And we're actually not using the claim. And that's it, and we're done. This is the beauty of typed functional programming, by the way, right? And so now, not only did we not need to introduce some data transfer object for like GWT claim somewhere in the core, we also did not need to use the alternative solution, which would be to use the parameter, right? Look at the diff, right? Like we just threw out this whole JWT claim nonsense thing, and everything became more simple. Okay, so the next thing that I want to try, and this, like this is something that I'm not sure about, but no, I'm not gonna try it because I'm starting to like this transform, which we should probably call adapt. Right, and look how beautiful we can read it. Authenticate means, well, let's adapt defined function, right? If you give us a token, we already know how to find a user or whatever, like a common user in our case, right? So we just need to adapt it to something that this fancy library needs. My hands are itching to try it. We have like 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna try it. What's up, Python man? Or a woman. I'm gonna call you Python chat from now on. All of you, like your name is chat from now on. Hey chat, how are you doing, chat? So let's try this thing. Let's try this thing. I really need to find the place again where we create the JWT token before we try it. So first of all, let's see. Let's do like this. Okay, so we have a bunch of changes laying around, and they're all pretty good. So we can actually put them into day 10. Yeah, it's fine like this. All right, so let's find a place which is probably in tokens. By the way, it's not a problem that we're spending so much time twisting and turning this thing, because we're learning it, right? So we're learning JWT, we're learning like these libraries, how they work, and so on. Also, we're deciding whether we like them or not, and whether we're going to use them in our own projects or not. By the way, look at this. Does this look familiar? JWT algorithm HS256. Isn't this exactly where we just came from? Uh-huh. Doesn't this look familiar? Okay, so basically we are on the right track. But over here we're incorrect. Right? So this is basically like a bug waiting to happen, right? Because it's like so far away, and now that thing. Whoops, almost fell off a chair. So this means that maybe this thing can already do all of that stuff for us. Like maybe the controller should be like, is there anything in the controller that is specific to HTTP4S? This is the question. And like this type is an HTTP4S type, right? Authentication middleware, right? Which means like this type, okay? But the things that are inside, right? This JWT auth, right? This is in profunctor auth, and and all of this stuff, right? Hold on. Wait, what? Okay. So authentication middleware is in HTTP4S, but JWT authentication middleware is not. Okay, it's in profunctor auth. So basically this means that this whole thing should already come from the boundary somehow, right? And then in the end, it will end up like over here, where we have like all of this profunctor stuff, where we know like all of these types. So essentially, the boundary should not give us just like these inner values, right? Which is these, because all we're going to do with them is we're going to stick them into this JWT auth middleware. It should already give us the entire JWT auth middleware, right? And how did we get away with the types over here? Oh, and this is how we got away with the types. And this is exactly why we're here, right? We got away with this thing because it was so tiny that I was like, oh, we're just gonna have like this thing in the core, right? This thing, the core. And we're just gonna hack over here, right? So the correct way would be to use polymorphism, okay? And we're gonna do this. We're probably not gonna finish today, and probably I'm not gonna stream this Friday, by the way, guys, because like I haven't made the video for this weekend, and I want to at least like finish the script and record it so we have a video for the next weekend. So maybe I'm not gonna stream this Friday, but no worries. I'm gonna stream on Monday, and we're gonna finish this whole thing, okay? So what we just found is super interesting and important, right? It is an unfortunate state of affairs that when we're doing this HTTP4S stuff, let's actually check the build, right? So if we find delivery, right, it is unfortunate that we have probably this is where all of our problems come from, right? This HTTP4S JWT auth. Like I'm almost 100% sure that this HTTP4S JWT auth, that it has dependencies on all of this like profunctor stuff, which is in tokens. Oh, look what we have here. This is wrong. This is wrong. We should not have the HTTP4S JWT auth. We should have only, right? Look, there are no imports to HTTP4S here. And this is, by the way, this is for now the only file here. There are no imports to HTTP4S over here. There is only like this def.profunctor stuff. Do you guys remember? Do you remember how to see what a library depends on with Corsair? Great. There we go, resolve. Okay, so we need to go CS resolve. HTTP4S JWT auth, like that thing. Oh, see, like it's already from dev.profunctor. So for sure, like, so basically there's like a core library for JWT and there's like an extension for HTTP4S. And so we just went like, hey, just give us this whole thing. And we probably don't need the HTTP4S, right? So we're gonna grab this like that. Well, like that. Man, I cannot, like this Vim integration is sometimes killing me. Okay, like this. No, I'm just gonna type it out. So dev profunctor. Okay, so dev.profunctor functor, and we probably need to do this. And now HTTPS hyphen HTTP4S hyphen auth JWT hyphen auth. And I'm not sure if we need the verb. We probably do. Okay, so what is it? 1.0.0, 1.0.0. What did I do wrong? We need to go to, don't forget to hit the like button, guys, by the way. We need to go to Corsair Scala. Man, it's already been almost 2 hours. Docs, resolve. Okay, CS resolve, blah, blah. Come on, it's exactly what I did. Like, so what? It's a typo? Profunctor was a C. This was a K. I can see it. All right, so let's clear the screen. And I believe there was a T flag. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so. Oh, wow, so big. Okay. You know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna pipe it into FZF, and we're just gonna go like this, JWT. Yeah, there we go. So this is what we need. We need the JWT core. We don't need this whole HTTP4S thing to make it work. Man, it's already been 2 hours. Also, it's not from profunctor. And it's a different version. So we're using hours. Oh. So this is interesting. By the way, this is very familiar. Okay, so this is profunctor JWT. So this is not what we just found, is not what I thought we would find. So there is nothing else. We need to find it. HTTP4S JWT auth. So it only has a dependency on JWT core, which is what we already found was cores here. So there is no core. So this is the only way to use JWT auth is by already having a dependency on HTTP4S. Oh my god. Why would they be so entangled? Well, this means that there is no other way. So JWT auth is a wrapper around HTTP4S and called that thing JWT Scala. Like, I'm sure that like half of this library does not need HTTP4S, right? Like over here, look, there is no HTTP4S, and the secret key is not an HTTP4S. This, like, what else is in there? Right, this JWT encode. Right, like what? Okay, well, it just creates a token and it goes like in. All right, so it goes like into JWT, right? Right, encode. Okay, there's two JSON, so there's a dependency on Cersei, right? Which is fine. Oh, it's not even Cersei. It's not even Cersei, it's whatever the hell this is. Hash to JSON. Where are we? Okay, so it's not even Cersei. It's this JWT library, which probably like this. Which probably this one, JWT. I'm pretty sure it's this one, right? This is what we were looking for the last time, right? Yeah, there it is. For some reason the package is PDI. Why is the package PDI? Port from JWT Scala, okay. Usage, blah blah blah. Why is it called PDI? Like, by the way, Control-Shift-Tab goes to GitHub search. PDI dot, yeah, they're all there. What the hell does PDI stand for? Okay. Okay, so it would be cool, and there probably is somewhere a library that that can wrap it in such a way that there's no dependency on HTTP for us. But obviously we're not gonna go look at it for it. Like, we're fine with the way this works. Man, my hands are really itching to try to do this thing now. It's 10 o'clock. Let's go try. So how many of you guys are here? Let's see if it's like, where is it? 0. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Let's do this next time then. Let's do this next time. Actually, I'm not sure if this is accurate. If any of you guys are still here, let me know. And if I don't see anything in like 10 seconds, then this is going to be the end of the stream for tonight, because it's 10 o'clock, it's super late, and I need to go anyway. Yeah, so we're going to push this thing, and we're going to finish it next time. To do parameterize the JWT token instead of copy, instead of going through and through ADDO. So shove it in, push it, and let's have a look. Yeah, it's all good. Diamonds. Yeah. What are those? I have names. Yeah, that's fine for now. All right, let's finish it up for tonight. And yeah, so the next time we're gonna try to go as a parameter instead of through the DTO, and it's very likely that I'm not gonna stream this Friday, but I'm gonna stream on Monday because I have a bunch of stuff to do. So let me know if you have any questions, and otherwise I'm gonna go. Oh, and by the way, let's check the delay. I'm curious because this time I'm on a cable, so apparently there's only one of you here. I hope that you're not planning to lurk. So I'm gonna say a number, and when you hear this number, please type this number in, and the number is going to be 8. I misclicked, so we're gonna add like almost a second there. Okay, 8 seconds. I think we got better. I think it's because of the only last thing that I can try is like there's a variable rate over here. I'm gonna try to fix it next time. In any case, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see you either on Friday or on Monday. We'll see. Okay, peace.